Hey friends, Yafa here, just jumping on here real quickly to talk to you about yeast. Not the kind that makes your bread rise, but the kind that lives inside you. Though technically I guess it's the same thing, but you wouldn't really want the yeast inside you in your bread. Nonetheless, so what you may or may not know is that when people are born, they have a certain amount of yeast in their guts, and it's intended to be there to decompose them when they die, and that is good. Unfortunately, as we eat a traditional American diet full of refined sugar and flour and other really processed carbohydrates like that, the yeast is very happy and it grows out of control. I want you to think about if you've ever baked bread, and if you haven't, you should sometime because it's a lot of fun. I have a great challah recipe I can share with you. But if you've ever baked bread and you know in the beginning you have some warm water and you add your yeast and you add some sugar, and what does the yeast do? It bubbles and blurs and it grows out of control and it smells super awesome like fresh baked bread. But the point is that the sugar makes the yeast grow. And when we're eating sugar, it's going in our gut and it's making the yeast grow, which wouldn't necessarily be a problem, except that the yeast growing out of control starts to destroy our intestines and what's going on. A couple days ago I spoke about leaky gut, and that is what happens with this yeast. So leaky gut is when the walls of your intestines are supposed to be nice and tight like this, but as the yeast grows, they become somewhat permeable. And when there's little holes in them, the stuff that's in your intestines, and I want you to think about that for a second because you know exactly what's in your intestines, starts leaking out into the rest of your body. And that causes all kinds of issues. I suggest you go back and take a look at that leaky gut little Facebook talk that I gave a couple days ago if you want to hear all of what that causes. But the good news is if you get your yeast under control, you can also help your gut heal itself. So what do you do? Well, what I did was I took I still take every night, a probiotic that has an antifungal in it, which helps to kill off the yeast. Now, it doesn't kill off all the yeast because you do need some of that yeast in your body, but what it does is it kills off the yeast overgrowth, so you start to lose the complications that go along with that. For me personally, the kind of complications that I saw go were, one was my seasonal allergies. I'm no longer taking my Claritin every single day in order to be able to walk down the street with Daisy. And the other thing is, so I used to have these bumps right here on my arm. I'm totally forgetting what they were called. And ever since I was a little kid, my mom took me to all kinds of doctors and dermatologists, and they prescribed all kinds of lotions and creams, and nothing made them go anywhere. Guess what? They're gone. They're completely gone because those bumps are a symptom of yeast overgrowth. Truth. So is dandruff and other kinds of skin rashes and issues. Anyway, so I highly recommend a good probiotic with an antifungal in it. If you want the name of mine, no problem. Reach out, drop me a comment below. Or message me, whatever's easier for you. But I never took a before picture of those bumps because I had no idea they were being caused by yeast. You guys, I didn't know I had yeast issues before I started taking this probiotic, and things started being fixed. So yeast in overgrowth is a bad thing. Most of us suffer from it, and I'm super glad that I'm getting mine under control. All right. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. So the other thing the yeast does is it loves the sugars, right? It loves them because it makes it grow. So it actually makes you crave sugar because you have a nerve in your brain that connects directly down to your gut. I believe it's called the vagus nerve. And if you're craving sugar, it's the yeast telling your brain to crave it. It's not you. And by getting rid of the yeast overgrowth, you also get rid of that sugar craving. So anyway, that's my chat about yeast. Again, feel free to drop me a comment below if you want to know more, or private message me. This post is public if you have somebody that you think would enjoy watching it. Have a great rest of your Monday. Bye.